Now, the Daily Graphic is reporting this morning Kasua Rachel Meda, 18-year-old jailed for life. And it's a terrible story of how we are going to incarcerate an 18-year-old for the rest of his life. But there are so many themes that we should be able to break down properly. On one side, this is the 21st century. An 18-year-old believes that killing a child can get him money. 18-year-old, 21st century. This guy did not come during the time of the Kofi Chintos. You remember?
Yeah.
And it's important. Where does an 18-year-old get the information that killing a child would necessarily get you money? It's if a country is so much embroiled in spiritism, that is what the resultant effect will be. Kids will think that working hard is not a solution and that it doesn't pay, and all the other connections to it. And it's connected to kids who believe that I have to steal in an examination room. I have to cheat, and if you don't help me cheat, I can attack you for it. It's the same thinking that young people will think that no, forget about it. Hard work is not what should make you pay. Living on a decent wage is not what should make you prosperous, and that the determinant of a better or a life well lived is when you are only rich. That's the only mentality that can make an 18-year-old who's probably not paying anybody's bill anyway.
Was he 18 when this happened?
Yeah, one was 18 when it happened.
Yeah,
the other was 15, but he's now turned 18.
Yeah.
But the other was 18. Yeah.
No, it's an interesting perspective that because, and I said, yes, true, we all know that when that Kofi Chinto issue happening, is it Sefi or Sredu? No, Sefi, yes, Sefi. It gave the entirety of that area a terrible name. That even now people still, and they did movies and everything about that incident. We thought this is something that should never happen in the Republic of Ghana. But for a child of that age, we need to question what will be running through the mind of such a child. Where is parental control? For an 18-year-old who formed his values as an individual, who is training that child that at 18 he feels that the best way to make it in life is actually engaging in some of these acts. And it should make all of us reflect. If you are looking in the face of your 15-year-old child today who will be in the senior high school today, 18 just means you just left senior high school. 15-year-old who will be in senior high school, what would make a 15-year-old think that the solution to making it in this life, the quickest way, is killing a child and taking that child for any of these ritual elements? And when you go and see the people who are promising to actually convert these dead children into money, they are very poor people too.
And you see, Raymond, this is it. In a society
where
we don't question the wealth of people.
Yeah.
So in Ghana today, anybody who has money, everywhere he goes, gets the respect. Even if he finds himself in church, he will sit at the front row because he is the person with money.
I will not be questioned by anybody.
He will not be questioned by anybody. Now, in a country where we see very young guys, 19, 20 years, driving some of the most expensive vehicles, we don't ask the question, where did you get the money from?
And nobody's reviewing where his resources are coming from.
And they're all over the place. So these young ones, and again, you're very right on, the parenting, but also the society itself, all of us have failed because, look, we should be questioning. We've talked about, we've consistently made reference to in the past how things were. You're not going to go back to the past now. Times have changed. We've moved on. But this is it for me. When a child is convinced that he can kill and actually make money, we should actually be reviewing our whole psyche and thinking as a people. Unfortunately, he has done what? He's been jailed. But that will be the end of it. We wouldn't find out how many more children are also thinking like the way he's thinking. We wouldn't go into that community and engage the children and find out their perspectives about wealth and how they can make wealth.
Who are their role models?
Exactly.
Because it is very important.
Very, very important.
If you grow up forming a role model of some of these people hanging around social media and basically displaying wealth that everybody can question, essentially, it will affect the thinking it will affect the kind of outcome. If your role models are whichever tricker or whichever person that they put out there in every of these communities, and you can see them, right? If you don't take care, wasting, if you engage the young people, they thinking that, oh, I can do honest work, get honest wages, live an honest life, which will eventually make me respected in society. It's not part of their thinking. In fact, they believe that the shortcut is the surest way. And you, no matter what you say, in fact, sometimes they think that there's a problem with your mind.
Smart working.
Yeah. And they think that there's a problem with your mind. You are too stuck in the old ways. In fact, that's what they will say. That things have changed and moved on. And people support that. I believe there is a part of this that's got everything to do with also how we have reformed our systems into wealth being at the center of everything.
Yeah.
So I attended a program over the weekend, spoke to some influencers, and the host asked a question about, said, look, if you were given a choice, 1,000 cedis to post a true story, or 1,000,000 cedis to post fake news, which one would you do? And I mean, unanimously, everybody said, I mean, 1,000,000 cedis for fake news. I mean, what a question. Of course, I would take 1,000,000 cedis to post fake news. And I mean, it's just a very tiny example of the direction that the country has taken, where we are all headed. It's everywhere. Look, we are all rewarding the guy who makes money fastest. We don't care how.
About the process.
Yeah, we don't care how. Just make money, we'll reward you. The most beautiful women in this country, the ones who hold themselves up as the most beautiful women in this country, are pursuing. They are pursuing us, not even the men. They are pursuing Sakawa boys, people who make their money through crime.
Sadly.
You go to church, it is the guy who was appointed a politician last year, and this year owns filling stations.
Yeah.
He is the one who is chairing harvest.
That's true.
Wherever you go in society, the only thing you see is all of us bowing to the most corrupt. All we need is for you to have money. All we need, we will listen to you. Go and look at our presidential ballot today.
That's true.
There are some people who should not be there. But we've approved them officially that they can run for president, in spite of what we know about them.
Anyway,
we'll come back to this.
Now, the Daily Graphic is also reporting Yoko Boss and others honored for distinguished service, and has COP Mameya Tiwa Adedankwa being presented with a citation by the board chairman of Yoko, Stephen Raymond Dapado. Yeah, you have to stress the Raymond.
Distinguished.
Yes, ever distinguished. Some call him Dapado, but anyway, prioritize development plan over manifestos. That's economist to parties, and it has the picture of Professor Peter Korte and Dr. Said Boachi of
Where's
IFS.
where's the development plan?
Oh, but I thought we are done over the years.
When your constitution says that governments are mandated to actually present their medium-term development framework to Parliament.
Yes.
Governments mandated.
Yes.
So every time, I mean, I can understand NDPC, but you see, this is the problem. When the 40-year development plan was prepared, put aside, you probably heard, oh, we are implementing it. Now we've done another 30-year development plan. So who now implements it? You see, and that's
an 8-year one in between. Let's not forget that.
And that's our problem in this country. Every government that comes wants to do something.
Yeah.
And I can understand, because if the NPP had implemented a 40-year development plan, you would hear NDC people say, oh, but those are, our plans. They are implementing our policies. They've not done anything. It's only in this country called Ghana that even if a government continues a project by another government, that government that started the project,
constitutional
requirement says you have not done anything. Even when governments take loan agreements to Parliament, and
they want credit for it.
They want credit for this. Oh, we actually conceived this idea, so it is not your idea. Until we move away from that thinking that, oh, because I said today that I am going to do this, you haven't done anything. every government that comes into office, sadly, would want to start with its own policies and programs.
Yeah.
I mean,
Or
that's
rename one, or revamp it some way, or reconnect it to something new.
I don't understand what's wrong with us. Sometimes I ask what blood runs through us. Because why? I mean, if a government started something, you must complete it. Anyway, the Daily Guide says Qatar residents mob Balmia. Kaswa teen killer jailed for life. Cozy empowers 150 Adentan youth. One of the things I'll be looking forward to.
What organization is Cozy?
Cozy is the
No.
NPP parliamentary candidate for Adenta.
Oh, it's a person.
Akusia Minu.
Oh, I see.
You say what organization is Cozy? No,
had
me
Cozy,
too.
I
Yeah,
thought it was
Oh, no.
I mean, Akusia Menu.
Akusia Minu.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Okay.
One of the things I'm
I thought it
looking.
was like some,
One of the things I'm
local
looking.
aid
You see,
organization.
Raymond, before one
See,
of the
look at it.
please grab Mamo Bigan suspect. One of the constituencies I'm monitoring in this year's election is the Adentan constituency. One-term MPs. I want to find out whether
This gentleman will repeat.
will win or whether he also becomes a one-term MP.
And that's interesting.